really a puzzle. This is what I love about these kinds of questions. Really, you can read a lot of text, but when it's all said and done, this is the key thing. What you're trying to do is find I2 over I0. We've got three circuits right here. A lot of this is describing the circuits. But we know if I1 over I0 is 4 over 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say if I1 is 4, and I0 then would be 5 over here. Now, if we find I2, we could take I2 divided by 5 for all intents and purposes, right? So what we need to do, but we know some other information. What do we know? We know some things about the RUs. All right. RU of unknown resistance, RU, RT. So we've got an RU, and we've got an RT, right? I think that's all. And we have an RR. Now, we know some things about it. The first circuit contains an ammeter and current reads. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to figure out what RU is, okay? So I'm going to assume that my voltage, how many volts do I want to assume? So they don't tell you a voltage, but the VB is the same in each case. So IO is, I'm going to make VB 5. I'm going to make the voltage always 5. Why am I doing that? I just got to pick a number, because then what that's going to do is to tell me that RU, I can do the math here, RU would be 1, right? So I'm trying to find the resistance of this. So if I say V equals IR, 5 equals, I'm trying to find 5 times what? RU, which would be 1. So then we now know RU equals 1. So if we plug that in, if we know RU is 1, and we know if we go back to this ball game right here, if we now know RU is 1, RU is 1, not here, I messed that up. What is RR? So what I could do here is I can say, V equals IR. We know I is 4 and V is 5, and then R is going to be 1 plus X, right? Or you might think of the resistance 5 over 4 equals the total resistance, and the total resistance, which is 5 over 4, and then but R is 1 equals 4 over 4, so it's going to be 1/4. So R is 1/4. If this is 1, this is 0.25. So now if we know that RU is 1 and RR is 0.25, I'm looking at the third diagram, what is I2? So you know the total resistance is 1.5, right? The total resistance is 1 plus 0.25 plus 0.25 over here. So I can say 5 equals, we don't know I2 now, right? We don't know, times 1.25, this is I2. You can then solve for I2. And once you know I2, you take I2 divided by I0, and then you can solve the problem.